Friday, 28th of July, and I'm talking about, I'll talk about green things. Uh, this is for my YouTube channel, so, yeah. Ulez and all that, the ultra low emission zone. I bet you most of the public don't even know what Ulez means. This is where the politicians lose the people as usual, and the media. They go about Ulez this, Ulez that. People don't even know what it means. So I think really they're making a disaster, a PR disaster of it, really, because apparently for Glasgow anyway, it's vehicles before 2006. They're the only ones that'll, because ULEZ has been brought in Glasgow, I think, in June the 1st, apparently. I don't know if they've started enforcing it or what, but yeah, in Labour councils they just bring these things in, the voters don't even really know what's going on, but down in London it's a big thing now. It's so big that even Labour are thinking of changing their green policies and that. So yeah. So at least down like down in London, Keir Starmer wants to slow down with doing all the green stuff now, and Sadiq Khan's dug his heels in on it. I mean, in principle, I'm in favour, in favour of, you can look at it a carrot or a stick approach. This is probably a stick approach. But I like to Apple do this all the time. Like Apple say to their fanboys, thanks for buying your yearly Apple phone. Next year, your wired earbuds won't work because we're doing away with the thingy. So hurry up and buy the new phone, this year's phone, and save up for next year's, And they don't mind all that stuff. But for this, anyone with a car over 2006, I think, is exempt from it. I don't know, but I mean, £12.50 a day sounds a bit tough, because if that's the sort of penalty, I don't know. But, I'm in favour of all these things. I think the best thing would be for us all to go get electric cars. I don't know, people who are making, say, 30,000 income, maybe not London, I don't know, but I think they should get solar panels because they're really good. I think they would really like them, and they would save a lot in electricity and gas, probably. I don't know why most houses don't have it now, If you want to think of it as a status symbol, people get kitchens fitted when they don't need to, or double glazing. Well, double glazing's good actually, but they do all sorts of things to the house. But apparently it's something like solar panel they think of. No, but China's, the making of it is to the carbon emissions of making it and all this sort of stuff. Whereas they don't bother about that with all the other stuff like fitted kitchens and things, I mean, I don't agree with air boilers. What do they call these things? Air heaters. Nah, they don't seem very good to me. I don't think they're up to it, those air heaters things, and if they use the air vents to heat your house, that's no use. It's not a very good thing, mate. They're noisy and they've got that ugly thing out in the outside that you've got to think me. So I'm not a fan of. I mean, they'll get better, I suppose, but really, solar, to me, the answer is solar plus a battery in your house. Really, because you can already get a big battery for your house. So I don't know why the people, the Joneses, if you want to put it like that, I don't know why the Joneses don't do that, especially in Middle England Tory voters, as a status symbol, but actually it's a really good thing and you're doing the country good as well. But yeah, because Tony Blair the other day, yesterday in fact, he apparently says that the UK going gung-ho on net zero and all that won't make any difference really, because China in 1 year would probably make up, I don't know what he said actually, would make up the all of UK's net zero. China in 1 year, the new stuff that they're, new coal power stations and that in 1 year would negate UK for the, I don't know, net zero or whatever, you know what I mean. So it's good to hear Tony Blair say that. I always feel that I'm always interested in what he has to say, because he seems a really wise guy to me in that. So that's put Keir Starmer in a bit of a thing, me. Not that I find Keir interesting, that. I mean, when I think of Keir, I don't think of Green or Ed Miliband even. I mean, Ed Miliband's got a gas boiler and a petrol car. I mean, the best way you can get people motivated is by example. You know, all the ministers should have electric cars, hybrid at least. I mean, there's talk that hybrid's not good because you've got a combustion engine and an electric engine in it, but most of the time around town they'll be using the electric thingy, and it's a principle, you know. It's showing you're making a change, you know, because the combustion in the electric makes your car heavier, but it's a transition phase, you know, and it's showing an example. So yeah, so that's the Ulez thing and all that. I've sorted all that. No, but apparently a lot of cities have already went Ulez, like Bristol, you know, all of the Labour places probably mostly. Lib Dem places as well, maybe. Only recently. I've not heard any complaints. I don't really understand. I know they've got cameras everywhere and that, but I've not really seen anything in Glasgow that tells me I'm in a Ulez zone or whatever, you know. I know it's a city centre, but I think the media stuff, as usual, is terrible for all these things, you know. My stance on greenness is I regard myself as a realistic, practical, optimistic green, you know. I think people should try and not try. I think people should switch because it's good for yourself. It's more convenient and you're saving energy. So for yourself, those two things. But also it's green as well, you know. So even just, if you can't do top down, try bottom up, you know. Get those little solar panels that you can charge your phone up with and stuff like that, you know. Even in the house. But for people who are on 30, in Scotland, maybe 25k households, you should have solar panels on your roof and a battery in the house. Because you'll love it, you know, that's the main reason. But also it's good for the environment and that. So I'm a very positive, I would regard myself as a realistic green. I don't agree with the greens, you know, they're a bit crazy. So I'm not anything. I've got sympathy with their environmental things, but you know, that's about it.